secret trail into the low gap. Yeah, this reminds me of New Hampshire. The trailheads are, you know, cutovers. Low Gap Trail, Tecumseh Trail. All right, it's getting kind of dark. Got here a little later than I wanted to, obviously. What else is new? But I'm trying to get myself away from, there's other people that came to the trail to hike in. I can hear them off in the distance, so I wasn't the only one that had this idea, clearly. Would be just my fucking luck. So the tree I chose, I don't know if you can hear me or not. This one here in question. It's apparently a honeybee hive. So I may end up moving this setup. Beautiful. As a matter of fact. All right, so I chose that tree. Let's go this tree and that tree. Perfect. not. Oh, and they appear to be white-ass wasps. Even better. Okay. I'm gonna go that way. Okay. New plan, gang. That tree is white-ass wasps. I'm not camping in a white-ass wasp nest. This is a washout. Those trees are dead. Yeah. This is a washout. I can't camp here. This is adventure camping at its finest. This will definitely do, barring the presence of wild bees. This is not a bad spot. And I can hear the road, but I can't see the road. So that's good. All right. So, for good measure, I'm gonna come over here. Oh, not underneath that widowmaker. Always got to make sure you look out for widowmakers. Not that I have anyone to widow, but all right, I'm gonna try this. One of those little ones there, and that one there. Everything looks good above, and the ground is nice here. So I'm gonna set these guys here. I am going to leave this as the beacon on the hill. And we will get right to it. right, well, unfortunately, the camera went out. The battery must be low. So I'm gonna have to charge the battery, and I'm gonna have to open up the other camera. But you can see I got this set up. It's been a battle, but I'm not giving up. Great art is not made without pain. So the next thing I have to do is I'm gonna get the rest of the gear over here, and I'm gonna be minus a few things, but that's okay because, hey, everything doesn't go perfectly as planned all the time. So what do they say? Man makes great plans and everyone else laughs. But I'm gonna get the rest of the stuff over here and get a little area set up, and then I'm gonna need to get a fire started to get some dinner on, because we got dinner planned, and that's not gonna go off without a hitch. So I'll be right back. Let me get all the stuff. All right, well, you should be able to see me. So, in lieu of it being so dark I can't find anything, I am going to set up the Peak 1, and we'll use that to cook. Let's get this. Just what the doctor ordered. Okay. So, first thing we got to do is get water for the quinoa and black bean entree. So, that means for 1.5 cups, we go, there's about 1.25, and I'll call that 1.5. Nice. Okay. And now, let's turn this so I can control the volume. There we go on that part. So we're gonna get this part done first. And then we're gonna do this part. So what I have in this jewel here is I took a thick fat pork chop, and I wanted that. I always love the smoky taste of the hickory smoke, but you can't always have hickory wood to smoke everything on and the time to do so. So I took some liquid smoke and I put it in the bag that I put the pork chop into, and then as a kind of mystery, we'll see what happens, kind of a seasoning, I put some tahine spice on it. Tahine is commonly, it's a Mexican spice. It's made in Mexico. It is red chili pepper, dust or powder with lime, powdered lime in there as well, and a couple of other spices. I'm not exactly sure what they are, but I will leave it in the description. And I'm expecting it should come out pretty good. I've used it on other things before, never really on a pork chop, but never been really disappointed with it. But if you guys have watched me for any amount of time, you know how I feel about Mexican food. So no surprise there. But in any event, this is going to take a little bit to get boiling. Oh, it's already starting to steam. These Peak 1s are really good. I really like them. I mean, I always like having a fire, and I'm not ruling it out for a little bit later, but you know what? I've been working hard. I got everything up, and I'm ready for some. I'm ready for some din, and then we'll see what happens. I may scrounge up enough to make a fire. I've got a little area over there set aside for it. Like I said, I'm kind of smelling the wildlife in the air. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Sasquatch. No, it's probably deer is what I smell. I am in Morgan County State Forest, and this is pretty wild. I trudged quite a ways through the woods with all this stuff just for you and to have a night out. And so I'm gonna boil this for a little bit, and then when it comes time for the comes time to get the steak or the pork chop going, I'm going to use this primitive stick and my primitive camping techniques to cook that pork chop. I'm gonna kind of wedge it onto here nicely, and then kind of do a little rotation. Maybe I'll set it up so that it sits over the top of the fire or something like that. But I will get back to you when it is time to add the quinoa to the water, which is now. Here we go. My trusty Ozark Trails kit. Just stick this in the bag. Always take your stuff with you when you go. All right. So, I'm going to stir that in. Now, it may not be absolutely level here. Stir this up. Smells delicious. Let's get some light on that. So that is boiling away. It's kind of steaming up the... It's kind of steaming up the lens here. So we're going to give that a stir so that it doesn't burn to the bottom. So I brought everything that I normally bring. Well, save a couple of things. I expected it to be kind of crazy here. Speaking of crazy. Is that better? I don't know. It looks better in the dark. I was expecting things to be kind of crazy. I wasn't really exactly sure what I was going to get, because you never do when you're, looking at a map and then going somewhere. But it was pretty cool having the ranger drive me in here to where I had to go. It would have been a nightmare for sure had he not helped out. As it was, finding this place to be able to do it was kind of crazy. So when I was in here earlier, I thought I heard, when I was setting up before, I thought I heard owls. So maybe we'll hear some owls tonight. That would be kind of cool. I love hearing owls when I'm out camping. So, all right, I'm gonna get this stirred up and cooking, and we will get back to this in just a minute. This is probably gonna be another one of those bad audio jobs, and I apologize. I am going to, let's take this here. Uh-oh. Let's move the flatware over here. Okay. All right, so let's skin this guy now, I heard owls. Hopefully one will come closer and we'll all get to hear it. Oh, I love that. It's going to be a good night. It's going to be a good night. Okay. Oh, yeah. I hope he comes closer. All right. So I got that cleaned up so that it's past the bark. Ooh, sneaky. Okay, so now we're going to get let's get the pork chop out. It's been marinating for approximately 5 hours or 6 hours, however long it took me to drive here. All right, so I'm gonna go like that and like that. Voila. There you go, people. Forgot my cook gloves, so now let's get this up a little bit. And yeah, this is gonna be fun. Let's see here. Let's get that kind of like that. Oh yeah. That'll work. Look at that. So I got this here. Got a little peak one action going on it. So I'll just like, rotate it every now and then we'll be good. So this is gonna take a little bit. So meat on stick. Can you see it? It's still smoldering. So, but that should be good. And I'm gonna get plenty of that. Oh, this is good. And here is the quinoa. It's quinoa and black bean, and it's kind of spicy. And you know how I feel about spicy. Spicy everything. I'm really kind of upset I forgot to bring my Valentino, my spicy hot sauce. But that's not bad. And then this guy here. Oh yeah, it's spicy. It's spicier than I thought it was at first. I tasted it while I was making it. So let's carve a little bit of heaven off of here. See, nice and white on the inside. I can hear. Ooh, that's pretty good. I'm gonna have to remember that trick. It's funny, I can hear the owls, but I think I hear those people. They're a ways away, but not super far away. That's good stuff. But this is really good. I always feel like I should have like some type of a vegetable or something too. But I mean, beans are vegetables, aren't they? Quinoa is like technically a vegetable. I think it grows in the ground or something. But this is not bad. Even though I cooked it over the peak one and not over a fire, yeah, I can hear the owls. I'm going to make an attempt to try to get a fire, but after I get done this, we'll have a beer. between now and then, I'm gonna see if I can't finagle a fire, but it's like, you know, it's like dark, so I can't really see collecting firewood. There's a bunch of dead stuff on the ground, but all the dead stuff that I've grabbed so far has been really punky, so it's like rotted, like just been sitting on the ground forever. I am clearly the first person to be in this particular spot. So I think the area itself is where people would actually be, is by the hiking trail, which is way over there. I picked this spot specifically because it was away from the trail and where people would be. So, and I wish I had gotten his name, but conservation officer, if you ever end up seeing this, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. You got me out here in way better time than I would have got myself out here. So, but if you took a chance to watch any of my other stuff, you know I'm kind of like the master of the 30-second plan. So, and the whole stealth camping where I'm not supposed to, that only applies to, like, Illinois. But anywho, alright, well, I'm going to finish eating here, and then I'm going to contemplate a fire. I needed something. Yeah, I can hear those guys yelling. Or maybe those are coyotes. Those might be coyotes. How awesome. Okay. Maybe they'll come through here and like howl close to me or something. Maybe they smell like pork chops. And they want some. Can't have my pork chops. Good stuff. My fucking kingdom is in paper. fucking kingdom for some paper. Still recording? All right, well, you saw it. It wasn't easy, but I did do it. And you can even see it. It's not a big one, but it does qualify as a fire. So this was a challenging one, people. Everything was wet. The fire gave me a hard time. The terrain was extremely difficult. The most difficult thus far, shall we say. Keep hearing weird sounds. I think it's like frogs. I think it's frogs is what I hear. Try and get some of this big stuff up here so that it dries out. I cleaned up the camp. Got all the food stuff put away. Looked everywhere for my collapsible saw. How it got in the cooler, I have no idea. But that's where it was. So, beer time, finally. Cheers. Scoot it back a little bit. She's starting to take off. I can hear the cars over there. You might be able to see my fire through the trees. But all in all, not a bad trip this time. Trials and tribulations of wild camping. That's what they refer to it here in Indiana. They call it wild camping. You're allowed to wild camp, the woman said when I talked to her. You're allowed to wild camp in the backcountry. So. hearing noises behind me. Stuff falling out of the trees. Walnuts. There's a lot of walnut trees right here, so walnuts are starting to fall. The deer will love that. That's probably why I was smelling deer earlier. There's a lot of walnut trees in here, so they're probably in here getting the walnuts while they can. It is September now, so they're probably getting ready to fatten up. They're trying to fatten up for winter. Once the snow gets on the ground, they won't be able to find the walnuts. They'll have to dig around in the snow. And they'll start browsing off the leaves, the low-hanging leaves off the trees. Yeah, it's morning. I had to get a fire going. I was a little chilly. When it goes from 80 degrees to 50 degrees, I was really like hating that I didn't pack the sleeping bag in. It would have made sleeping a lot more comfortable. I mean, it was fine most of the night. It was just earlier this morning after the temperature got down. It was kind of chilly. So this fire is helping. Ooh, there's a chill. Get me warmed up. And you're gonna have to deal with my messy hair, because one of the other things I didn't pack in was my hat. So you can hear the crows. Let me get this fire going up there a little bit, and I am going to boil some water because I need coffee. So in this area, all walnuts and maples. Walnuts and maples is all that I see here. So, but it's peaceful. It's a peaceful morning. I can just hear I don't know what it is. It's like seeds or leaves or whatever dropping out of the trees. So this fire feels good. It's nice and warm. So, I forgot the billy pot. That is in the Jeep, and the Jeep is quite some distance away through riverbed and briar patch and hill and dale. So I am going to improvise a water boiling device. And I think the perfect device is going to be one of these right here. I'm going to cut the top off of it, and I am going to turn it into a improvised water boiling, because it's aluminum, so it's not gonna burn up right away, but it will hold water and it will allow me to boil some water. So all right, well, that covers that. Here's to you. Morning coffee in a beer can. Hoppy? No, just kidding. Okay, well, I gotta get carrying this stuff down to the Jeep, and then we'll be on our way. Alright, well, I guess we're just going to roll with the morning air. We got back to Scarlet, and I met a really nice young lady who is preparing for her hike. She's got a hike she's going to go on. I wish I could remember where it was. She said she was going, but Junkie, she said her name was. Junkie. It was nice talking to you, and so yeah, we're gonna get on the road. I don't know if you can see that or not. There's a whole flock of turkeys. All right, well, I'm gonna say this right now. Indiana, you've been very nice to me. The roads were kind of tore up, which really was frustrating for me because I didn't know where to go, and it was kind of confusing if you weren't on the main road that was tore up. You had to go through all these little side streets and everything. The GPS is just losing its mind. But you know, last night the Indiana conservation officer helped me out, finding me, got me sorted out, and today I stopped to get some coffee, and this kind gentleman in there, when I asked one of the girls over the counter how I get around the mess of the highway, this kind gentleman decided, he's like, well, you know what, just follow me. And so I'm following him now, and he's taking me to get me to where I need to go to get to Bloomington to go pick up my little girl. So I'm gonna say, Indiana, thank you very much.
Just make a left here at the stop sign. That's where you got to go. You probably came from that direction there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Just make a left, and that takes you on out to Bloomington.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. See? And even the dogs are saying hi.